Pareidolia, 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 pareidolia. Stop, stop, stop. He, the young woman, rose. Rose because mirrors did not reach him, because he blinked and the glare realized it. Written on him was hard brightness and clear data. An antenna of the old room heaving as a radio. Radio that sighs to bury regret in a continued to be secret cave. Inward appeared to collapse. One inward rises, one inward collapse. Strange, 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 death subsisting on the connected world of memory and voice enslaved by fashion muting, despair leaves, quelled. The sky is overcome with arms, language, laughter, and lower fingers the earth shook. From the dripping tears, he raised his body. He had fears and anxiety. He was screaming. He, the young woman, rose. She felt like a woman, the woman of her dream. Her arms wrapped around she, and he became her. He appeared in the mirror like a window that wore sex as boredom. True women resembled difference. Dissatisfaction baptized him. Sunless, not night, anxiety crept past him. Vague transformations had begun. Patterns, fake art, and call it richness. Purpose, meaning, vividness, bright, excessive delusions. Gaze at the art. Direct art means nearly fake art. You are happy. You are filled. And drenched in tipsy sunlight, the sun died inside, and the sky tasted whole. Died yet singing here too. You are happy. He woke the story up. Radio poet meters out words clear and blasting, edible like thrown gas. Its words light up. Radio poet lives to question. Radio poet could not read. Day 1. Window 7. Laughter, laughter, laughter. Fears wind his body in undulating leaves of language. He rose without arms, without the surgeon, without the burning fingers, without the monster of commotion. His body tears once. The hurt. What? How? The woman glaring at him was him. They both stripped, exposed as ladies. He, the young woman, had to transform. I was you. Just teeth. No vehicle. No useless worry. He began the transformative procedure. His bowels grow faint. He packed in drugs. Into. Number, name. Mind you, life here's easier. Identification, name. You should know your name, man. The remote operation descended to him, turning the man around. The radio was hoping he was a man. Cum. Strolling in a circle, cum was as a sacrifice. Cum deprived him, nauseating. Red and blue looked as superimposed scars, virulent, smashed fragments, lurid colors crisscrossed. Strange and incomprehensible. He wasn't there. He wasn't that. He didn't sense. He wanted to die. He wanted to be happy. Man who had a secret he wanted change. The deep pit was reproduced. Women. Embarrassment in his dreams. He neither wanted to see his forms nor his eyes. Injection. Axis remains a puzzle, revived from the dead, original meaning, sex woman dream, analytical psychology, boy opposite curious. First this devastating planet, thought to society, but his exile, outside and different, parallel together, they met as two to extend to one, that extend mechanical, bizarre patch, a headache. Formula is the crudest philosophy. Formula doctors value justice first, but color its collapse between solace and the jarring, seized, intersecting he, me, eventually, a man of 20, a man of 21, drive the passed out boy himself, sufficient to the machined kind was outside, planet, thought to society, his kind, wanted to continue in secret, wanted to live, to be happy, to continue, to change. The environment built in he, wanted to adjust, the world to adjust he, the lowest word, a pit 300 meters, language for no human terror, confronting he, terror. Gaze backward, buildings, gaudiness, sickening, narrow, collapsed, terror. Physical lines, muted, hoping between writing and he, terror. Nearly mixed in, moving along, the crowd and he. Glittering started. We spread with strange, us two. Hand shadow, beneath, popped into my mind. Borrowed, filled, just passion, longing for vivid memory, stills, seems. Punctuated, tiny, like round corner. Spilling hill underneath. Future city. Press machine. Up, out, back. Look, climb. Spilling summit. Silver silhouette and green. Very green. Blue abandon. Named Moon World. Red mark. Seen and seen. Like. Exact night lover. With distant kiss for sky. Our nostalgic universe. Face to face, hand to draw, right to work, fully enough for well spelling letters to hang on, and tower, sweet and delicate, as if for Nuremberg, needless, rare, glass earth, hanging with green, hanging, shooting a poster of attire. Thought out like rare paper box, like delicate bulbs, soap left, soap has left, facing fascination, taking no dry holes, flock to blue, fascination, two held, has no profile, straight like mirror, like lost thought, like silent doll, part wonder, part crossed, part lost to production, jerk auto, really. Fill night with silver, glass package of paper smoke, time before Geneva, dream time, together. Together we time, tradition, nature, something. Twice that fleshing plot, the moon, doesn't have tradition but narrative and agenda, decorative and dressed in light, gaslight, like glitter, lights like paper and road, shadow, like carton hand, like soon palace, factory light, below, behind, buzzing, humming like brick, like towering, lining, building, manners, leaking, like mirror reflection of mechanical thought, lonely and lost, along, over, two accompanying two, stardust, sidewalk, shadow, Soon the road appeared, unexpectedly, indifferently. Just wonder. Fiction. That futurological detour. What will fiction create? Born under imagination. The received generation formed decade critics. Fiction. That cinematic springboard, shared imagining's purpose of manifesto children, fashionable and impossible. Moreover, movement pointed to stagnation, unreal, nonsensical, and the themes of worlds and worlds can be fiction, preserving utopia in the dream, schemes to deal with time, obscure, compelled, anonymous city to untimely appreciation, fiction as a whole, and the story lacking obsession, science fiction on paper reserved by rights based on ink. Sharp pointed away from fiction, dawned away from realism, caused world decline. Science fiction lacks plants and aliens. Science fiction, the muting genre, technological and estranged voice. Three-dimensional means mobility. Ground means machines. Space means spiraled lower. Ground collapse. Left in cold hard, create, extend, reached upward. Fiction is a privilege. Broadcasts the radio, broadcasts new science. Life below ground, detached. Ground continues below ground. Centuries from time, story places a frame. The frame is Edgar Allan. Time seeds form. Fiction texts the future. Literary parody of time. Flawed wonderland. Fiction dimensions women into estrangement. Call it human. Call it society. Call it that. Lowest of the ground world, a spiral of death. World, inevitably, the attempt to climb underground. Figure on ink, ink on paper. Map. Fiction predates language, amorphous, lacking time. Future envisions snow, blossom, a dream of sun, image returning, transcendental, indebted, changed, a new dawn west of utopia, fiction. Term for returning home, see death like spring, point to it, a novel future, dream among dream, sphere, global, record, writing is escape, no worse than reality, both are terrible. A new experiment will structure chaos, will use order, classical and canonical, character recognized in the new thrust of fiction, flattening, works by determining which play was popular and where it began, landscape written as play. Fact holds form, however silently, however carefully. This is the point. Time after time, beginning after beginning, Edgar Allan deduced the place. Clear cannot point to popular, he wrote. The reader is the expression.